committed suicide. The pain is fresh, and Peyton's somber tone in the tell-all preview foretells that the repercussions are still a long way from being over. He is calling on the family to sit down, own up, and not act like all is well. A web of deceptions finally unwound as each wife comes to sit down and tell her truth. The tell-all becomes a forum for some of the most searing confessions yet. Christine explains the emotional destruction she suffered for years before walking away from the plural marriage. Janelle, normally the sanest killed of the wives, delivers biting criticisms of how the family operated when they were out of sight. And Mary, the supposedly most devoted, concedes that she was clinging to a dream that had been shattered. Then, there is the biggest shock of the teaser, Robin Brown's own acknowledgement. She never really wanted to be lawfully married to Cody. This confession runs shockwaves through the panel, questioning the basis of the couple's whole relationship. Robin, long accused of being the catalyst for the family's dysfunction, seems fragile and conflicted, raising questions among fans of whether there is more hurt in her history than has been previously witnessed. Cody faces his shortcomings for the first time in a while. Cody Brown starts to address his complicity in the breakdown of the family. He describes how the practice of plural marriage has emotionally exhausted him, going so far as to comment that he feels slapped in the face by the very lifestyle he had so vocally defended. It is a moment of ultimate self-awareness, one that surprises and for some comes too late. As Cody weeps and struggles to put his losses into words, audience members might experience a sense of sympathy and anger. He confesses of feeling drowning, lost and emotionally broke, but the question of the hour is only this: has he learned something? Tears, stress, and naked truths. The preview tell-all of emotions is chock full of raw emotion. Tears flow, voices are raised, and old sores opened. Brown family raw, unfiltered truths from all directions is what longtime watchers have been waiting to see. Each of the wives brings her own insight, exploring how years of bottled-up feelings, imbalanced affection, and miscommunication dismantled what was once a special, though problematic, family unit. Tell-all removes the smiles and the performed moments, exposing the emotional devastation behind the show's most memorable scenes. Fans respond to the preview as soon as the preview was released. Fans flocked to social media. On Reddit, sister wives threads glowed with passionate debates, emotional responses, and solidarity with the wives who exited. This tell-all appears to be the most honest one to date. Cody is devastated, and for once, he finally seems to be listening. One user posted. Others targeted Peyton's emotional declaration. It's sad to see him so upset. That family has suffered enough, another person posted. Many of the viewers are applauding Peyton for his courage, particularly given the tragic conditions under which his brother died. Where do they go from here? As the dust settles and the Brown family assesses the emotional damage, one thing is certain: this tell-all will turn everything on its head, whether it's the coup de grace for the plural marriage of Cody or the end of the separate journeys of the wives. The dynamic of the family has been forever changed. The tell-all episode is more than just a summation. It's an accounting. The deception, the favoritism, the emotional abandonment. It's all exposed for all to see in the most public and humiliating manner imaginable. For the fans who've accompanied the Browns through wins and defeats, this moment represents the ending to a saga years in the making. Final thoughts. The Sister Wives Tell-All preview has laid the groundwork for what will be the most emotionally charged chapter in the show's history. With Cody's naked admissions, Robin's shocking revelations, and Peyton's somber warning, the truth is finally revealed, and it's much more explosive than people could have ever dreamed. Sister Wives' Christine Brown is enjoying her best life ever since she parted ways with her ex-husband Cody Brown. While she used to share Cody with 3 other wives, now she relishes the admiration of her new husband, David Woolley. No longer does she need to contort her own needs to fit Cody's, but best of all, she does not have to share her husband with sister wives Mary Brown, Janelle Brown, and Robin Brown. Christine freely confesses she was cut out for monogamy. Sister Wives star Christine Brown prioritized ex-husband Cody Brown's needs over her own after leaving the polygamous world behind. Christine is clearer about her dysfunctional relationship with Cody. I didn't realize such a weird and embarrassing thing to admit, but my life was just wrapped up in what Cody needed and what he wanted, Christine revealed to ET. I was probably more fixated on that man than when Christine was asked to elaborate, she continued. Even when he wasn't there, she added. I'd be thinking, when he finally arrives, we're going to do this and this and this, 'cause he didn't just insert into my life. He didn't just do whatever we were doing. We had to adjust what we were doing to fit him in. Now the mother of 6 kids can see that's not acceptable. That's making it so our lives revolved around him. Reflecting back now, she's ashamed and upset that she lived that way for all those years. Christine was asked, "Do you feel that he didn't respect you?" "I don't know if he would feel like he would need to," Christine replied. "Perhaps in some capacities, perhaps in some aspects he did." One of TLC's longest-running popular shows is that of Sister Wives, a program which chronicles the lives of the polygamous Brown family led by patriarch Cody. During 19 seasons of reality television, much has transpired within the family unit, including Cody introducing a 4th and significantly younger wife, Robin, the only one to whom he's still married today. Since the show began airing in 2010, many of the offspring have gone on to become adults and have begun their own lives separate from the program. One of his daughters, Gwendolyn, recently commented on how much shooting the program had changed their lives. Gwendolyn explained that Sister Wives brought them out of poverty. The majority of drama on season 19 of Sister Wives might illustrate exactly how far the family had arrived. Cody and some of his past partners had to deal with a huge land battle, fighting over the property known as Coyote Pass in Arizona, a substantial estate where they had all previously lived together. Under the final legal arrangement, Cody and Robin ended up with 50% of the land, while his past partners, Mary and Janelle, each received 25%. It wasn't long before members of the family sold the land to a third party, a deal worth more than $1.5 million. Gwendolyn reported that, when the show initially began, things could not have been different for her and her family. That is, they'd come from far more humble beginnings, and that shooting the show provided them with a new type of lifestyle. Gwendolyn, who was only 8 years old when the show began shooting, further detailed how being part of the series marked the first time that their family wasn't hungry on a regular basis. "We just got thrust into fame and thrust into money, and I stopped wanting and needing things. Life is a lot easier for a kid that's not going hungry. It was quite a blessing in the beginning. I was super into it as a kid," she said, further detailing that having access to the things she was unable to before seemed to her to be a cool progression. She even joked that she and her siblings prefer to viv for the attention of the operators of the cameras, assuming they are their new uncles rather than crew members. Shooting was paid in terms of personal privacy, said not all was roses when it came to shooting, according to Gwendolyn. She also went on to explain that there was a hard adjustment to having cameras everywhere, describing how their new financial independence came at the expense of their privacy as well. She was frank in describing what it might feel like sometimes. "I couldn't have a bad day. There wasn't much privacy." She cited one memorable instance where she'd had a fight with one of Cody's other wives. Although cameras were prohibited in her bedroom, she'd brought the fight into a shared living area unwittingly and had realized too late that the occasion had been recorded on camera. "I was so embarrassed," she remembered about the incident. Looking back many years later, Gwendolyn attempted to understand her feelings during the early seasons of shooting, and it appears attempted to give her younger self credit for everything that she endured. All that anger and all that media, and many times I even wanted to be angry on screen. I think there were some moments that she shared. Even if as a child you crave attention, you can as an adult look back and be like, that poor kid. Also, poor me now. She went on to add these days has gone on to make her own life outside of the show. Older fans of the show will remember that she chose to undergo a breast reduction in 2022, and that she also ended up marrying her boyfriend, Beatrice Carras. She's also been praised for leveraging her fame to bring more attention to the queer community throughout the years. In regards to her experience with Sister Wives, she still does have a special connection to the reality TV show. Although she posts less on social media than in the past, she does have her own YouTube channel where she can watch old episodes of the show and post her commentary regarding what was actually happening, giving fans a behind-the-scenes that only she could possibly share. Janelle Brown's new ideal life is taking shape at last, but Sister Wives season 19 star recently encountered a major setback. Janelle recently celebrated her 56th birthday, and she's finally headed towards living the life she'd always dreamed about. Up until 2022, Janelle was married to polygamist patriarch Kody Brown. When she wed Kody in 1993, he was wedded to Mary Brown. A year later, he would marry Christine Brown, and 16 years after that, he'd wed Robin Brown. The peak of his polygamy, Kody had 4 wives and 18 kids. When the reality show first aired in 2010, all the Browns were living together. They had a multi-unit house in Utah that had been created by another polygamist. It was ideal for them. Each wife had her unit where she could reside with her kids. Kody was able to see all of his wives and children on a daily basis. Things changed when the family relocated from Utah and settled in 4 different houses. 3 of Kody's 4 wives had abandoned the marriage by the time Sister Wives season 19 was released, including Janelle. She has since begun constructing her dream world. Janelle transitioned from single life to polygamy. She enjoyed being part of a plural marriage. Janelle enjoyed polygamy unlike the rest of Kody's wives. She candidly shared how she enjoyed the fact that Kody was not home every night. She liked the freedom and independence that the lifestyle provided for her. Though Christine dumped Kody because she disliked having to share her husband, Janelle did not want her husband alone. What Janelle could not tolerate was Kody's absence from their children. Janelle and Kody produced 6 children together: Logan, Maddie, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah Brown. When the children were growing up, they were all very close to their father, but things changed when they got older. Kody focused more of his attention on his younger kids, including the children he had with his 4th wife, Robin. This caused a lot of resentment in the family, and Kody didn't do a very good job of healing it. Things became worse after the family moved out of Utah and into 4 different houses. The family divisions that already existed were made even more difficult by the COVID-19 pandemic. Janelle's kids were unable to comply with Kody's stringent viral protection protocols, and he cut them off. This was the final straw for Janelle. After she heard her kids, the Sister Wife Season 19 star was done with the marriage. Janelle is no longer a polygamist of 29 years, but a single woman. Janelle relocated to North Carolina. Most mothers had a hard time keeping their identities while they were raising their children, and Janelle was not left behind. For many years, Janelle put in a lot of effort to assist in raising her whole plural family, and with so many mouths to feed, that was no cakewalk. Although it wasn't simple, the Sister Wife Season 18 star knew what was required of her, and knew where she stood in the family. Janelle was alone after her divorce and had to find herself again. With all of her kids being grown and out of the house, Janelle was forced to confront her life and lay out a new course for herself. Since her marriage to Kody was over, nothing was holding her back in Arizona. Since all of her kids were grown and out of the house, Janelle had to look at life a little differently and establish a new course for herself. With her passion for gardening, Janelle had made the decision to move on to a new life, working as a flower farmer. The Sister Wives Season 19 star chose to begin a flower business. Janelle purchased property in North Carolina to be close to her daughter Maddie Brush, her husband Kayla Brush, and their 3 kids. Janelle's dream life was thwarted. Janelle was thrilled to construct her new home and begin her flower business. But her dream life lately was thwarted, as she explained in a post on Instagram. Clip is of Sister Wife Season 19 star in her daughter Maddie's backyard. Got a good bit of planting in the backyard garden done, is what her caption says. While we sit around forever waiting for the government agencies to cease being government agencies and grant our permits, this is my outlet for gardening. Janelle has just sold her land at Coyote Pass. Janelle's North Carolina land isn't the first big piece of property the Sister Wife star has owned. Janelle was part owner of a large tract of land in Arizona, shared with Kody and his other 3 wives, until recently. They had planned to construct 4 individual houses on the property, but the family disbanded before they ever got started. In one of the early episodes of Season 19 of Sister Wives, Kody gazed out at the land and complained that Camelot was dead in his eyes. The land at Coyote Pass symbolized the breakdown of the Brown family. The land at Coyote Pass just sold for $1.5 million. The Browns purchased the land for $820,000 in 2018, reports The Sun. Kody will share the profit with Janelle, Mary, and Robin. Christine will not receive any cash since she already sold her land to Kody years back. Hopefully, Janelle's new land acquisition will go better than it did last time the Sister Wives Season 19 star bought.